Well, it's really hard to identify only one thing that excites me. I think that it's the collective brain trust that exists in the commercial community that assists NSBRI in its mission. And as you know, NSBRI has two parts to its mission. One is to lead a national effort to conduct research to understand risk and mitigate risk to enable long-duration human space exploration. The second part of the mission really has to do with taking the advances that come from the first part of the mission, from the knowledge base and the experience that's gained, and helping to enhance life on Earth. And I think it's in that second part of the mission, the applications and spin-offs to Earth and to help life on Earth that excites me very much about the Industry Forum and its important role for the Institute.
A syndrome that astronauts are coming back with permanent ocular damage that they believe is related to changes in the intracerebral pressure. We can put this device on astronauts in space during extended stays in, for instance, the space station, and monitor the changes to their cerebral fluids. Once we establish intracranial fluid volume as a useful parameter inside the hospital, it will move from the hospital bed, the ICU, up to the emergency room, out into ambulances, and eventually out into home use.
Onterade R is a product from a company, Onterade. They're providing a drink that is intended to reduce the effects of nausea for astronauts that are exposed to, let's say, radiation. But the application on Earth is just obvious. Everybody who had to ever go through chemotherapy and had to deal with nausea and vomiting will benefit from using this drink as a solution to the same problem.
Our low mass, low power requirements, and non-invasive generally, countermeasures that are not going to provide any kind of major risk to the person using them. So by developing to that higher standard, if you will, what we're doing is providing opportunities to give healthcare solutions in situations outside the hospital. And if you can do that in the home, for example, the rural clinic or the primary care physician office rather than a specialized hospital setting, you are in fact increasing access and reducing cost of healthcare.
Receiving the SMARTCAP award has really enabled us to take a product that was in very early feasibility stages and really move that to the forefront of our research endeavors. It's also given us the opportunity to develop and refine an ischemic wound model for not only testing in vivo of this product, but also our other current wound dressings, as well as any future relevant wound care products that we may have in the future.
So NASA has the opportunity through the SMARTCAP program to see technologies that would never respond to an RFP for a life sciences procurement. The kinds of really interesting transformative changes that so often occur come from the most unlikely places. To the extent that we're harnessing creative energy in innovators and entrepreneurs out there across the country, that turns out to be, I think, a much surer bet to get a return on the tax dollar than maybe a room full of experts trying to figure out what the technologies or the solutions will be. So we're really crowdsourcing problem solving, and that is probably the most tax efficient thing we can do.
So if you looked at the people in the United States that are alive today and look over the course of their lifetime, we have a $75 trillion unfunded mandate. The only way that you can fix that problem is through innovation. It's not by doing more of what we've done, it's by doing things completely different. It's by finding new ways to treat disease. And that's what SMARTCAP is all about. It's finding new technologies, helping mentor innovators, scientists, researchers, entrepreneurs to think differently about how things might be done.